Hi, I'm Christian.
And I'm Angela. And we are married.
And bored. Hey, Ange, how's it going? Welcome back.
Are we recording?
Right now.
Oh my
I just
gosh.
pressed the big red button.
Oh my gosh. Well, I wasn't ready, but I am glad to be here.
What you been up to?
You know, just hanging out.
Just hanging out.
In this room with you.
I feel like we haven't chatted in like days.
We're just ships in the night passing.
Are we fighting?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, good. I don't know. Let me check my tweeters.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another great, I say that with anticipation and a little soothsaying.
Oh, like foreshadowing?
That's the word I was looking for. Episode of the Married and Bored podcast. We're the hosts.
Yes, we are.
And how long have we been doing this?
Since October of 2019.
That's forever ago. That's when the world
Forever.
was not the world it is today.
It was right before the world was... It was pre-pandemic.
It was PP. Mm-hmm. Yep. The good old world, the good old PP world.
Okay. I've never heard it said like that.
I think that's probably something different. Don't Google that.
Perfect.
What we want. So continue.
So we are right now, recording our 100th episode.
100. Cue that sound you make at parties. Like, yeah, and everyone going, yay! Anyways, 100. That's triple dig. We made it.
I know.
Is it cheating a little bit that we counted all of our Christmas episodes?
No.
Or we just like blasted them out?
No, because I think some people really like those.
Oh, yeah.
Including us, like the mix. Like once a year, it's like we get this taste of, okay, we're doing one every day, but it's short.
Yeah, and candy canes.
And we taste candy canes. Yeah.
That's true. So, yeah, man, 100. Do you want to, like, just talk about a little bit of the history of the show? I'm putting you on the spot. I see your eyes.
Fine. I can...
Like, why?
I can handle it. You started recording before I even knew.
It's been 100... I almost said it's been 100 years. It's been 100 episodes, but why did we start doing this thing?
Okay, so I remember exactly. It was what most people would consider summer. It was August.
Okay, yeah, summer.
Of 2019. I say that because our kids go back to school in July. Mm-hmm. But, so it's August 2019. Christian has had this idea floating around in his head for a while to do a podcast about board games. And he wants me to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Kind of runs that by me.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how would you feel about this? And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, I'll do it with you, but I feel like people don't want to hear from me. They want to hear from you. You're more knowledgeable.
Yeah, but I'm just the same.
So then I remember because I went to a conference with my friend in September, I think. And I told her about this idea, that Christian wanted to start a podcast about board games and wanted me to be part of it. And then, 1 month later,
Yeah.
we had our first episode.
And your friend probably was like, Christian talks?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like in our daily lives, Christian is a man of few words.
I would say hardcore introvert.
Yes.
Especially in, like, social situations.
Correct. Yes.
Like, I need recharging batteries.
Right. So I think everyone who knows us really well is like, wait, Christian's going to be...
This is going to work great.
Christian's going to talk for how long? And how many words is he going to say?
Well, so far it's been about 3 minutes.
But every episode...
Times 100.
He has talked and talked and talked. And also I have. But that's the history.
Yeah. I mean, and for those of you who don't know, we started playing games because when our kids were little babies, we didn't want to, or we found ourselves sitting in front of the TV maybe too much late at night, and we're just like, let's do something else.
Yeah.
So, we started playing board games, and here we are.
And we wanted to do something like together.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that we could highlight from the last 100 episodes. I would say I really enjoy those Christmas episodes. Those are fun to do.
Yes.
One highlight that stands out for me is the 2023 award ceremonies that we did this past winter.
Okay.
The first of its kind.
I don't think it was the first of its kind, was it?
On this channel or episode.
Maybe we've just talked about it more. And I
think we made it official in 2023.
We did make it official.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're Facebook official, finally. We have an award ceremony. And I really enjoyed that one. I'm already looking forward to 2024's version.
Christmas. And also, it's not just that the Christmas episodes are shorter. We try to highlight games that would be good for specific gifts.
Yeah, I mean, mainly we've focused on the family TM during those short runs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, because we're not going to be highlighting Star Wars Rebellion on the Christmas episodes because we don't think that is a very good gift for the masses.
Yeah, and even if we like switched it up and we're like, hey, we brought in Star Wars nerds and we're going to talk this game, we would probably get everything wrong, and there'd be people in the corner pushing their glasses up from their nose and saying,
I know.
Actually,
it's this.
Grand Moff Tarkin is a chiss.
I don't even know what that means.
Look it up.
Okay. So.
Do you have any like memories?
Yeah. So my favorite, or I guess one of my favorite things, is going back and listening to the Easter eggs we put at the end of the bloopers.
Yeah, we don't do it every episode.
No, that's true. There was a stretch where I don't think we were very funny.
We're just serious.
Maybe it was during the pandemic and we were just like exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like listening back to those. I think one of my favorite episodes was, well, I always like when we talk to guests.
That's true.
I always like that.
Yeah.
Just because it gives a new flavor to, well, our same old two-player experience.
The two-player variant.
But one of my favorites is when we talked solo games.
With Natalie?
Well, we did talk with Natalie, but I think before that, maybe even quite a bit before that, we talked about solo games. And maybe that's because I was the focus of that episode. I'm realizing
it's all about me.
Very egotistical.
Yeah, I mean, I think I talked on that one.
So I guess the moral of the story is I'm self-centered. Okay.
How's that going?
I also, because it's the 100th episode, and I don't know if anyone who has young kids in their lives, whether they're children or nieces, nephews, whatever, knows that kids usually do something fun for like the 100th day of school. Mm-hmm. So I thought we should do something fun for the 100th episode.
Yeah, we are dressed up like we are 100 years old.
No, that's just how I look.
Just normal day?
Yeah.
I appreciate your knitted sweater and knitted socks.
Yeah. The normalized socks hashtag.
Is that a thing?
I think so, yeah.
You never wear socks.
No, I know. I'm just saying, normalize them.
All right.
There is a list of 100 games. Maybe you've heard of it.
Yeah. There's even posters with like scratch-offs.
Okay, it's the BGG Top 100.
Sure.
BGG standing for?
BoardGameGeek.com.
Yes. So, I thought we would just list all 100 games.
Yeah, and give our pure initial reactions to them based on title alone?
Yes. Okay. No, I think that it'd be fun to like answer a few questions about these.
Okay, sure.
So, right off the top, we just need to explain that we have only played 35 of these top 100.
That's 33%, or actually that's 35%.
Yes, it is.
Which in baseball is crushing it.
Yeah, we are crushing it. Our batting average is out of this.
Yeah, it's
world.
350.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone in the majors is hitting that.
No, we're killing it.
Yeah.
If you're talking about like a school letter grade, we're solidly in the F.
We're not advancing
No.
to 6th grade.
No. Funny story. We played games. This was probably a year ago. We played games at a friend's house. And it was another couple. So there was 4 of us, plus a couple that they invited. Mm-hmm. And the guy of that couple was very into board games. And he kept asking us, have you played this game? And we're like, no, we've never heard of it. Have you played this game? Oh, no, we've never heard of it. And that probably happened like 3 to 5 times.
Well, I had heard of it because like I knew what he was doing. I knew he was going through the list.
Okay, the BGG 100.
The top 100, yeah. And like for you not so much maybe anymore, but you used to get a lot of board game information like through me. Like, hey, I saw this, check it out.
Yeah.
And now you kind of do that on your own. Sometimes, not as much as I still do it.
Yes.
But and so he was listing me. Yeah. So anyways.
Yeah. So he was listing these games, and for every single one, it was either we haven't heard of it at all, or we've heard of it, but no, we've never.
Yeah, he just kept on saying these games. Have you played this one? I was like, no. What about this one? No. And so I'm pretty sure they thought we never played board.
He was like, do you even play board games?
Oh, man. But, the moral of the story is he came to board game weekend.
And it was wonderful. He and his wife came, and it was perfect.
They crushed it. They were great teachers.
Yes. So, top 100, we have played 35 of them.
Yes.
That does not mean we own 35 of the top 100.
No, I mean, no. How do you want to do this? You want to?
I think that we should just acknowledge that Arc Nova is in the top 10.
Yeah. I mean, it's solidly in the top 10.
None of your favorites are in the top 10.
Number 9.
I don't see Fox Experiment, which was the number 1 game of 2023.
It was 2023's game of the year.
For Married and Boardies.
Yes.
It's not there.
No, I don't even think it's not in the top 100, but it's the top 10 in my heart.
Okay.
So when it gets there, you can't get it out.
It's true. It can't. Well, maybe another game could push it out.
Well, yeah, that's true. Being an introvert, you only have room for so much things, and so like you have to let something go.
Yep.
As you can look around my room and see all this stuff that I have in my room that I won't let go of.
Yeah, you don't let things go.
And by my room, I'm not saying that you and I have separate rooms. I have an office.
Yeah, let's clarify that. Although
I did say we might be fighting at the beginning of the show.
It's not that bad.
No.
Okay, so Arc Nova, acknowledgement, hand clap.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Number 1 for you.
Love it.
It is number 4 all time currently.
Yes, on
These
the
things
BGG.
move, but it doesn't move that often.
Correct.
I think when we first started getting into everything, Gloomhaven was number 1 forever.
Forever. Yep.
And it's actually moved down to number 3, which is kind of like blowing my mind that it's number 3.
Yeah.
But we own the number 1 game.
Yes.
Which is weird for us because, in my opinion, a lot of these games are very board gamey. I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I don't know a better term for it.
Yeah, they look dry.
Okay, yeah.
But they might be great. Like Grand Austrian Hotel? Was that what it's called?
Castles of Burgundy.
Yeah, they don't look amazing.
Right.
But they're great. Mm-hmm. According to the list. Maybe not for me.
Maybe not for Christian.
But you get what I say.
Okay.
But you know what I mean. Like they don't look modern. Like for me, board game is a lot of it is how it looks too.
Sure.
So
exactly.
But number 1, Brass Birmingham.
Brass Birmingham.
Yeah. I think in 2020. Sorry, I'm interrupting. I don't mean to fight. But it was the one game I wish we played more of in 2023 that won an award for that. I don't know if you remember.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't think you liked this game very much.
No, I wanted to play it. That was the one game in the award ceremony that won for the game that I wanted to play, that I played in 2023, but wish I would have played more.
Okay. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it belongs at number 1?
I don't know. I mean, it's not... Sure. It's good. It's got boats, trains, everything games have.
Yeah.
Good games have.
I think, for me personally, it's not number 1, but I get why it's number 1. Because I feel like it's where all the Venn diagrams of different gamers meet.
Brass Birmingham.
Yeah.
Well, if we were on video right now, we could have a really sweet graph of all the...
Sweet graph.
So what are the Venn diagrams? How many bubbles are there?
Well, there's like the people that it's like primarily Warhammer.
Okay, so like strategy game, like pure strategy.
And then there's like people that like just Euros or worker placement.
Okay.
Or like, so I feel like it's one that many different types of board gamers could play.
Okay.
And like, not could, but want to play.
Or should.
I'm not going to should anyone out there. Okay.
We've learned.
So I also want to know, on this list of top 100, tell me one of them on there that you want to play, that you haven't played before.
Okay, I can do that. Give me a couple seconds to scroll through all 100 of these delicious board games.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm 100% serious. No, I'm not. In the top 10, because that's what I have in front of me right now. Terraforming Mars, I dabble in it. I don't think it's for me, but because it's there and it's about outer space, I tend to like space games.
Yes, you do.
And so...
I'm surprised to hear you say that would be...
I'm just saying, like, that's one where I'd be like, okay, I would try it. I'm sure there's other ones that I would pick beforehand. What's it called? What's the Android Netrunner is on here, which is out of print. I wish I would have been able to try that. We've tried like a version of that, and I'm on like a card game kick right now, or just cards in general.
You are,
which is really weird. So like that's one that I wish that I would have gotten to experience in its fullest.
Right.
How about you?
Well, I was gonna say Terraforming Mars. However, there's another one. It's not the Mayan calendar, but it's very similar.
Oh, is it like Teotihuacan or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it.
I don't know whatever. It's the one with the big dial on it.
Yes, Teotihuacan, City of Gods.
Yeah.
I have heard that would be a good one for me.
It's very worker placement-ish.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying someone has told me, oh, I think you would like this game. So.
Okay.
I would love to try it.
Yeah, and that one is ranked 87.
87.
It's a good year.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's what I think I would like to play behind Terraforming Mars.
Okay, yeah. How do you feel about one of your favorite games, Robinson Crusoe, The Adventures of the Cursed Island, being 93 on the list?
Listen, it's on there.
That's true. A lot of my games I like are not even close.
That's one of, like, that's the bottom of the earth scum for you, Robinson Crusoe. And it's on the BGG Top 100.
Bottom of the earth scum.
You hate it so much.
I do dislike it.
So I'm just saying, more people out there are like me, which is right.
Oh, I do want to tell our Robinson Crusoe story. When we were shipwrecked for a few years on the island with a person named Friday.
I don't even know what this story is.
Okay, so I would say like a year or two ago, we had an idea, or I had an idea. It might have been you. I don't know. Where I was like, hey. Like, we hadn't been playing board games regularly. And I was like, let's play twice a week. Mondays, Thursdays, Tuesdays, Fridays, whatever. And we're like, you pick a game, and then I'll pick a game, and then we'll just play it. And you're like, no strings attached? I was like, yeah, no problem. And then you got to pick first, I think, right?
I think I was second.
What did we do first? Because I only remember the downfall of my idea.
I feel like you picked Parks
Okay, yeah.
or something first.
A classic game
Yes.
of walking through the forest.
But the rule was, because there's some games that there's games that we have that we both don't agree on. But there's specific games, looking at you, Cosmic Encounter Duel.
Star Wars Destiny.
Yeah, so that I was trying up front to be like, okay, so if someone suggests it, you can't veto it.
No,
you have to play.
Yep.
And so Christian was like, yeah, totally. Okay, so keep going.
So we played whatever I picked, and then you picked Robinson Crusoe for game night number 2.
I did.
And then it went about as good as I thought it would go, which means we lost in like turn 2. And then we never did it again. Right?
Yeah, because
I was so sour.
So sour. I mean, you guys, if you don't believe in yourself, Christian, you're not going to survive on that island.
Yeah, but if I'm going to survive on an island, I need more than one stupid banana.
Yeah, well.
And they're just like, oh, you get one banana, and then your guy dies.
That's not exactly how it goes.
That is exactly how it happened.
Okay.
Here's a banana, minus 12 health, your cook is dead.
Okay. So morale wasn't very high.
No.
With Christian. And there's no better experience than playing a board game you like or love and watching the other people on the table hate it. So.
And then we had the great idea. I mean, it's still cool, but we have like they finally got the updated Kickstarter stuff for this. Mm-hmm. And it's neat.
I think it's great.
I do as well.
I will be playing it solo.
You and Friday. Mm-hmm. And the dog, what's his name?
And the dog. I don't know. I don't name him.
Oh, but Friday is actually a character in the
Yes, Friday is a character.
Yeah, so, congratulations, Angela. 100 episodes. You stuck with me during all this craziness.
That's true.
I did have one thing to say when you said the bloopers at the end. One of my favorite bloopers is when we did one of the very first episodes was, what's the dating one?
Oh, Fog of Love.
I want to say Love. I was going to say Love on the Spectrum, but that's not it. Fog of Love. And I did a commercial because of one of the characters I played was, he was a jam jar person maker. Yeah, jam farm. So go to the end of that episode and you can see me be ridiculous.
You were really in character.
I was really in character for that one. So that was fun. So anything else, Ange, that you want to say about 100? Here's to 100 more.
Here's to 100 more.
And we talk about it a lot, but consistency matters. we try. Life gets in the way. So maybe it took us a little longer to get to this number, but hey, we're here.
We're here. And like a fine wine, we're getting better with age, right?
Oh, I hope so. Okay. I really do.
This episode is sponsored by Showit. Are you stuck in a boring website template? Maybe you don't even know where to start. Experience the true creative freedom with the drag and drop simplicity of a Showit website. Our website, marriedandbored.com, is a Showit website, and we love how simple it is to create. Get started for free at showit.co. You won't be disappointed.
All right, guys. Harvest. It is a new game by Keymaster Games, the same makers of Parks. Mm-hmm. Same makers of many other games as well that I can't think of off the top of my head. But they are great.
Caper Europe.
Yeah, one thing they all have in common is they look awesome.
Fantastic.
This is I think it's just hitting retail about now.
Mm-hmm. We saw it at the game store today.
Oh my gosh, we did. And we got jumped on the Kickstarter for this last year. Mm-hmm. It was one of the last Kickstarters that we've been waiting for. I didn't think we have any in queue. So RIP Kickstarter. You're dead to me.
Okay, until the next big thing comes
out. Okay.
Out.
You mean October when Root comes out?
Exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ange, so Harvest, do you want to explain what Harvest is? And we'll jump into it.
I do. Harvest is a worker placement game for 1 to 4 players. In the game, players are going to take on the role of farmers, attempting to get resources in order to plant and tend, and eventually you're going to harvest those crops in your field. And the end, the farmer who achieves the most victory points after 4 seasons is the winner.
Only 4 seasons.
That is what is known right now. Yes. In the world? No.
What?
I was going to say that's what we've discovered so far.
That there's only 4.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that is what's normal.
So there's
4
no, like,
seasons.
Middle fall.
Nope. No middle fall.
Okay.
So it's a year of life.
Gotcha.
Basically.
On a farm. Okay, cool. So before we even jump into it, we have to set up the game, Ange. And how do we feel about that?
I think it's medium.
It's a medium. Okay.
I mean, I don't think
now that the game is set up.
let's explain what I mean by that.
I see. Yeah, let's explain setup and teardown. So you have on our field notes medium.
I think that it's medium because there's stuff to set up. I think there's a fair amount of stuff to set up. You have to get certain tiles on the board. You have to shuffle them. You have to get your player board ready. I mean, and it's not crazy, but it's enough. It's not super simple like pulling out a deck of cards and shuffling it.
No.
So yeah, I would say it hovers right around what you would expect.
Yeah, I do like that it is simple in that there is one main board. Like, there's not like, go to the sideboard to make sure all of your tractors are in line, and then do this to make the hay bale stack. It's all on the main board.
Yep.
And it's got all the worker placement areas. The only thing that is expanded beyond that is your own personal player board. Mm-hmm. So that makes it easy. Everything's obviously color-coded. You get your color. You pick a character. Like, it's all... There are a few things to get going. I'd say, medium light.
Medium light, yeah.
Yeah, and then I think this kind of bleeds over into one of our a new category that we started talking about on these regular episodes. By the way, thanks for joining us for all of our Marvel Champions summer episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Super fun.
Oh, yeah. Summer of Marvel Champions.
That's right. That was my Wolverine.
Oh, you're doing Wolverine claws. Okay.
Anyway, so let's talk about the components, because I think this does directly affect setup and teardown, because it is a Keymaster game.
Yes, and what we mean by that is that the Keymaster games always come with these game trays.
Game trays.
With a Z that are perfect for storing components. The storage is top notch. I mean, I can't think of any games that come with storage this good.
I'm sure they're out there, maybe, but like, you think about that little box of Parks and how everything
has a place.
Everything has a place. And all the little pieces fit where they need to be.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's awesome. This is a lot more pieces.
Right.
And so, like, it's just, I often wonder what it takes to, like, design that.
Yeah. Like, to think, okay, so now we've got the game, we've play tested it, it's beautiful, and now how are we going to store it? And it feels like we own some games that are like, well, just throw it in the box.
Yeah, our Arnok.
Yeah. Well, we have a new insert for Arnok.
But because of that issue.
Because of that. Outer Rim, we had that issue. Mm-hmm. So it's so nice when something has not just a couple trays, but like everything fits perfect.
Yeah, you love in life organization.
I love it.
And having everything have its little place.
Yep.
So like when you get a game like that, like how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel like it's worth the money.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I feel like I would pay more within reason.
Yeah.
For a game that has good storage already.
Yeah.
Without having to buy
from
a third party.
Insert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean 2023's Game of the Year Fox Experiment does not have good storage.
It does not.
So we need to figure that one out. But yeah, so like it helps so much because you just pull out those little containers, and they're shaped in this game like barns, right?
Like barns, yeah. And if you own or have seen a Keymaster game, the components are just top notch. We have some upgraded ones because of the Kickstarter. But even if you don't, it's not like flimsy cardboard.
No, again, everything has its
nice.
place.
And I do think, kind of going back to the first part about setup and teardown, I do think it takes up quite a bit of table space.
Okay.
Not like Twilight Imperium. But I feel like the player board is kind of big.
It's beefy.
Yeah. So I do feel like it takes up half a dining room table.
For if you're playing with like more than two.
Yes.
For two, it's not bad, I don't think.
And guys, the rule book has the linen feel.
You love that linen paper, huh?
I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so now we want to talk about how accessible is learning to play.
Well, let's talk. I want to finish.
Oh, did you have something about components?
Well, the components, like just because our version is the Kickstarter version, so we have like the wooden seeds, which are the plants you plant, and then any game is made better by metal coins.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Yep.
And so it has metal coins, and you don't get a lot of them throughout this game, but like if you just have like 7, what do they call them in this game? Pennies. Yeah. So like
I don't even think they call them. I don't know. That's a good
$7 of harvest money.
Acorns.
You hold them and shake them. You get that ching 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 sound. So
love it.
Gold coins, metal coins are awesome, and they add. Like if I had to upgrade one thing in every game to just take it to the next level, like gold coins would be cool.
Yes. Well, it doesn't need to be 24 karat gold, Christian. Metal coins.
That's what I wanted to say. So
yeah, that's
there
awesome.
you go. And then one thing, if you have the Kickstarter version, we have the Kickstarter version, and so there's a debate that we're trying to figure out right now when it comes to components. So part of the upgraded version that we got, normally your piece on the board is a wheelbarrow.
Yes.
So you go around the farm, you put all your stuff in a wheelbarrow, you get it. But the upgraded version is like the character meeple. And so you get like, if you're the Mr. Fox, whatever his name is, like you get a little fox meeple that you can put out.
Yes.
That was all extra and we didn't get that. But because we got the Kickstarter, we got like the stretch goals. So we have like 3 or 4 out of 12 of them that came in our version.
Yes.
And so like there's space in our box with all of this lovely game trays, but it's just all empty
for the other ones.
So it's just kind of funny. I look at it and be like, we gotta fill it up.
Yeah, what are we missing?
We gotta fill it up. Like, and you can buy it, which is the debate. It's like $24. It's like, is it really worth it? I don't know.
Yeah,
but then you'd have the complete experience.
That's
if
true.
Components and completing a game is, what you're into.
Yes. I mean, there is a part of me that just likes the full circle, like just seeing it complete.
Yeah.
But I think on this I would wait and see, like, it obviously doesn't affect gameplay.
No, it 100% doesn't.
So
it's just,
I would just wait and see.
Now my meeple is a pig instead of a wheelbarrow.
Yes. Okay, now
continue.
All right, so the next thing is how accessible learning to play is. So is it easy to teach? What kind of gamer could this appeal to, and all that jazz?
Yeah, I think it kind of, it's not a cozy game, if we know what that is, when we were talking about Mythwind a few months ago with our friends. It's not cozy in that sense, but it has cozy vibes. Just like, and I think mainly because of Stardew Valley, because you're just tending and building a farm.
Right.
And so there's that, like, hey, do you just want to do this board game? It's about growing vegetables. It's not that bad. And to make it even easier or interesting, I guess you should say, the vegetables are all shaped differently. And so, like, they're kind of Tetris-y. And so your player board, you can play Tetris with pumpkins and wheat and stuff like that.
Yes.
I think yeah.
I agree. I think it's a pretty quick teach or learn. I think that because of maybe the theme of harvesting stuff, I think you could maybe, reel in some non-gamers into this one.
Sure.
And they wouldn't feel overwhelmed because it does look cozy, even though I wouldn't necessarily classify it as a cozy game. And it's not very combative. I mean, as combative as worker placement gets with taking someone's spot.
Like Dune.
Yeah. But I don't think that's super... I don't know. I don't feel like that's super in your face.
Yeah, one thing it does well, if you're not used to, or if someone is against worker placement games, unlike Apiary, where you can just kick someone out, which is a neat little twist that I like on worker placement. This one there's each section of your worker placement has tiers of that action. Mm-hmm. So if you want to be able to do a bunch of actions in that tier or in that section, like shop at the general store, you can take that spot. So now no one else can do 3 actions at the general store. My choice is now 2 or 1 action. I still get to go there. I won't be as efficient and get as much, but I can still do something.
Yes, that's very true. I think that helps a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it helps for new players or non-gaming players who wouldn't necessarily know the term worker placement. I think it helps to just have one action every turn. Like, okay, I just put my wheelbarrow one place.
Yep.
I do that one thing.
I'm buying.
And then my turn's done.
Okay.
It's not like, well, someone I'm sure out there could have analysis paralysis, but I feel like it lends itself to quick gameplay.
Yeah, and there's not very many actions to choose from.
Right.
When it comes down to it.
Yes.
It's like, do you want to shop? Do you want to plant, water, and harvest your plants?
Yep.
Do you want to buy or you want to build a building? And do you want to trade? Mm-hmm. Not with players, but like in an exchange with the game. That's basically it.
Yeah, it's very the structure is very simple.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I think my favorite part about this game is the player board, which we haven't mentioned yet. Mm-hmm. You get your own little plot of land, basically, and it starts what's the word I'm looking for?
So you only have so much room for crops. You have to
excavate basically the rest of your board to get more room to plant. Right. I like that idea a lot. Mm-hmm. I think it's very interesting. So like at the beginning of the game, you can maybe plant 2 wheat. That's all you have room for because a wheat is like 3 by 1 in the grid. And you have 6 squares open. And then you have to excavate to remove some tiles to get you more area.
Right.
And then what happens with those is that they go to the market because on the other side of your tile is like a building you can build. Mm-hmm. So that's how you like increase. That's how you get more options to do. So like I like that part of the game of trying to figure out how many plants can I get in here and be efficient in one turn. That's what's the funnest for me.
Yeah, I am so surprised that you like this game as much as you do.
Because it is worker placement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think makes it different? Like, why can you label this one fun and not Dune or Viticulture or other worker placement games?
I mean, for me, it doesn't seem like there's that much planning that needs to happen. Like like I said earlier, you can still do something productive. You're not locked out. Like if there was somehow you could deny people access to the field and you weren't able to plant, water, or harvest,
right?
Like that would what would be the point? You know what I mean? Like,
right?
It'd be like battle farms then at that point. Like,
you can't do anything.
Yeah, it's just like, okay. Well, I was hoping to be able to do 3 actions You did that. He actually did the 2. I can only do 1, which is a bummer, but
At least I can do something.
at least I can do something. I can move the progress forward. In Dune, it's like I can't do anything until I get 3 water. And then all the water spots gets taken. And it's like, well, all my cards right now are just water card. Like, I can't do anything.
Right.
And so that's what's frustrating for a game like that. Viticulture's been so long since I played it, so I don't know. I can't make the connection.
Right.
They're the most similar in that they're like farmy.
That's true, but but this one is more like Tetris. Like you have your own field.
It's stripped down.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why.
Yeah, I really think it's fun as well. I like the different decisions you have to make. So you described one of them, which is how much do I want to excavate versus just dealing with, like, planting well within what I already have. Like, at a certain point, you're like, do I need to uncover my whole board and then have the whole board there available to plant? Or am I good with, is it a wasted action to try to excavate it? And I like playing like that back and forth. I've done it both ways, and I don't know which one I feel is better yet. I like that there's the whole aspect of building buildings, and if you build a building, it might get you a bonus, but it also takes up room, and that room can't be for crops anymore.
Right.
So there's the push and pull there. I like the trying to figure out, okay, my character's ability and how to just most effectively play that character's ability, because we both, at this point in our gameplay of Harvest, we've tried to play new characters every time.
Yeah, I think I've played a different one every time.
Because there's just that many to go through, and we don't want to be stuck in one character yet. So I've been liking the idea of like trying to figure out, oh, okay, that's not how I would normally maybe play the game, but this character benefits from doing XYZ. So that's what I have to do.
Yeah. I think that's cool. I think that also, bleeds into the immersive conversation too, because the first one that I played was the busy beaver, right? And so what do beavers do is they build stuff. And so the very first game of this farming game that we played, I had the beaver, and he was just like, build for free, build buildings. And I was like, oh, well, so I had a ton of buildings, very little crops, and still succeeded. That was cool.
Yeah. So that you can figure out what your character's good at.
Yeah.
And with the how immersive it is, I just really like that you're actually taking for us, it's a wooden piece, and you're placing it on a field to represent the crop.
Where it goes.
And then when you plant it, it's one piece, but then when you tend it, it doubles, or in one case triples. And so you see your plants grow. And then, you take them off when you harvest. So it's just really, it's neat to actually put a physical thing into a field on your player board. I like it.
Yeah, and then try to make them all fit too.
The Tetris.
Because like strawberries just take up one square. But and then if you have a bunch of pumpkins, they're L-shaped and they're funky. So you can't do a ton of those.
Right.
But you can smatter in strawberries with pumpkins or blueberry. Like there's 4, right? There's wheat, strawberry, blueberries, and pumpkins. So that's fun. And you know what? We haven't even talked about poop and water.
Well, fertilizer. Yeah, because you need the fertilizer and the water in order to plant and tend. And so you want to get those levels high enough to do something productive on your turn. And you try to get them, I say, you would try to get them high enough where you could do more than one thing on your turn, so that you're not just pigeonholed into like one thing at a time, because this game goes so fast. It
is so fast. We mentioned at the beginning 4 seasons, which is really just
wheelbarrows.
4 rounds of this game, and you have like you said, 3 meeples to put out on the board. So you're only doing 3 actions per round. It's
12.
It's so short.
It's 12 turns.
12 turns, basically.
Yeah.
With that said, how have our points been? Like, I think that
50-ish.
it goes to 50, and then it has the mechanic where you can like turn over one of your pieces, so you're 50 plus, and you start over.
Yeah.
But like, where have we been? Like high 40s usually.
That was me one game, and you were in. I think we're hovering like in the mid 50s.
Mid 50s. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you fly through the track, and most of the time you'll flip. Okay. But I do remember the first couple of times we played, I think we only got like 20 because we were just like, it's over.
Well, it was just so quick.
Yeah.
You feel like you have time.
Yeah. That's not very immersive. A year usually takes much longer.
Yeah. So not everything can be the show 24. Boop, beep, boop, beep. Where it's in real time. Yeah, I hope no game actually takes 1 year.
What if there was? What if we are playing a game right now?
Well, it's
and
the Matrix.
You just don't know it.
It's the Matrix.
I think we touched on it again. The different characters, like that's really fun. It kind of brings you into the story, and they're all like, what's the style? It's almost like Fantastic Mr. Fox. Vibes a little bit. I don't Roald Dahl.
It is. It's a little bit Roald Dahl, even though Roald Dahl, I don't think ever illustrated.
Or Charlotte's Web cartoon movie.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
Totally.
It's just
But it's got the colors of Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, it's very vibrant. What are some of the character trait that you can remember that you played?
You mean what did they do?
Yeah, like the fox can use other resources.
No, the fox I think can roll the lookout die or whatever that worker die or something. He can roll it twice every sunrise.
That's pretty good.
So you could get money from that. You could get a crop from that.
He's sly. He's getting extra actions, basically.
You could get poop from that. Yeah, and then the piggy starts with her bucket 1 space higher, her water bucket.
That's true.
1 space higher. You talked about the beaver.
There's a frog who has 3 spaces higher on the water bucket, and it's full, which is pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
So you just start higher. You can hold more water because you're a frog.
Right. So that makes sense.
That's neat.
And the pigs isn't a one time like the frogs. It's every sunrise.
It goes up.
It goes up 1.
Yeah, the frog, you just start higher.
It's just a one time. Yep. Yeah. There's one where you can spend money as if they were resources.
Water or
fertilizer.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, and there's ones, of course, that we've played that we're not mentioning, but there's some that we still haven't tried yet. So that's cool.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot. We should probably mention that we have played this. I've played this 3-player. We've played it 3-player with our son.
Right.
But he disliked it a lot, which is funny.
Yes.
Maybe this is his Robinson Crusoe.
It might be.
It sounds like it based on the way he talks. And I played it 3 players a few weeks ago with some friends from work. But when we play 2 players, we do have to do a 2-player variant.
Yes.
Do you want to explain how that works?
Yeah, so what's his name? It's like a cow.
It's the mayor.
The mayor, who is a cow, comes out and basically takes places on the board for your worker to go.
Yeah.
So he doesn't collect resources. He doesn't move on the victory track. He just takes away options for you.
Yeah. There's a very cool turn order mechanic that we haven't even touched on, but you can check that out on your own on how that works. But I think it's very cool. And based on where he is on the turn order, he'll just plug a hole on the board. So it's like, oh, I was going to go to the 3rd. I was going to go plant crops and do 3 actions, but the mayor did that. So I'm unable to do that.
And whenever he does a certain action, he also drops a new building into the
That's true. So
into the queue. So that helps get through, get more buildings available in a 2-player game.
Yeah, and we haven't really found him to be too annoying.
No, I mean there's been a few times, but it's not terrible to what am I trying to say? To operate him.
No, he's super. I can do it.
Yeah, even Christian can do it.
I'm comparing this a lot to Dune Imperium, which is not a great comparison. But they have that whole like deck in Dune Imperium when you play 2 players. It's just like, dude.
So much.
Stop it.
This one is it's very user friendly.
Yeah, I think it's set out to do what it meant to do. You feel it's fun making your farm. It's fun building your buildings if you're the busy beaver, like get those points. It's fun just trying to it's a fun puzzle to solve. It's pretty fun. I'll say it again.
So for us, we like to talk about, is it worth it? Like the cost versus the replayability, at least for us. So I think for us, it is definitely worth it. I think based on, even though it is a variant, which sometimes we kind of roll our eyes and are like, oh, 2-player variant, that means it's not going to be great.
Or super limiting in some weird way.
Yes. I think that we could enjoy this at 2-player a lot.
I think we do, yeah.
And I think that it has a place in our normal rotation just because of its length.
Yeah. So yes, I agree with all that. But there is an aspect of length where it's like, we just set this up and it's over already. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, dang it.
Well, yeah, because you expect the box is a normal, I would say, modern board game size.
Normal sized, yep.
And so then you get this idea in your head of how long this game should be.
Yeah. And to be fair, we have yet to play with 4.
True.
I can't think of how that's got to be so difficult.
But there are more.
There's more spaces available at 4.
Yeah, the farmers market. I think.
Yeah, it opens up.
Yes.
But still, like, there's got to be less to do.
Not less to do, but just more of a puzzle, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe the turn order matters more.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, I have to do 3 actions this next turn.
Yes.
True.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would say it is definitely worth it. We saw this today at the game store. Like Angela said, it was just the regular game. So instead of the fancy wooden meeples and probably not game trays either, I would guess, because the box did look a little smaller, a little skinnier.
Oh, okay.
I definitely could be wrong.
Because Parks, comes standard with
That's true.
game trays.
Don't quote me on that.
I'm not going to quote you on that.
It just comes with cardboard, everything else that we've talked about. Mm-hmm. So it was cool. I think it was like $50. So we played a little bit more because Kickstarters and we got that extra junk, whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is one of the games that I've been waiting for a while. Mm-hmm. I was excited for this one. I was in my head. I was like, oh, this summer, we got Arcs, we got Harvest, and we got Rock and Roll. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's another one I can't think of right now, but yeah, those are the ones where it's like, this is in that group where it's like, yeah, let's play.
That's what you wanted to play a lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't imagine ever turning this game down. If we were to ever do you pick one night and I pick another night again.
Should we try that again?
Oh, that's asking for it. But if we did, I would never turn this one down or veto it. So it has a place on our shelf for sure.
For sure. If we do that again, do we have to implement a veto? Is that probably how it needs to happen?
Or maybe just some sort of
fail-safe
rule, or maybe certain people just need to do things for the enjoyment of others.
I did. I played it.
Oh, okay. Well, if we do it again, this one would have no problem fitting right in. Yeah.
So I think, like we said, I think it's available now. I even saw on Instagram that it was at a Target. We haven't seen it at our Targets. Your mileage may vary. Could have it at your Target.
True.
Go check it out if you're interested. I don't know if you can order it yet. I don't think you can order it yet from Keymaster Games online, which is interesting. But definitely check it out. Check it out at your local game store. They definitely had it at ours. Mm-hmm. If you're interested. You know what? And if you have any questions about Harvest, you can text the show.
Oh my gosh.
In the show notes, there's a link to text the show. Ask your question. Just say where you're from and your name. It doesn't have to be your real name. It could be screen name, whatever. We'd love to hear from you and read your question on the show.
That would be
about
so
harvest.
fun.
And what's your favorite crop to plant in harvest?
Blueberries.
Why?
Because the bush doesn't go away.
Okay. And you can just you just grow more.
So like every time you harvest, it clears your entire board.
Yes.
Except
Bloobs.
it doesn't take the blueberry bush.
That's true. I like strawberries because when you
triple.
When you plant one and you tend it, it produces 2 extra. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes it sneaks up on me. I'm like, oh, I'm going to tend 3 strawberries. And then I have a ton of strawberries.
Yeah.
And you get 1 point per strawberry in this game. So that is my favorite. Pumpkins are fun because they're the big point getter.
Right.
But they also take up so much space.
Take up so much space. Yeah. All right. We will come back and talk about what thoughts or ideas surfaced while playing Harvest. Alrighty then.
And we're back.
We are back, and
Hey, Ange.
What?
Happy 100.
Thank you, Christian.
Yeah.
Happy 100 to you, too.
Thanks.
And happy 100 podcast episodes to all of you out there
To you
listening
all.
with us.
Has anybody listened to all 100? If you have listened to all 100, text the show.
Text the show. We should get them some sort of badge because that is amazing. I don't even think Christian has listened back to all 100 episodes.
No, I haven't listened to a show from beginning to end ever.
He's just...
I lived it.
He wings it.
I lived it.
Yeah, totally.
I do my best work flying by the seat of my pants.
It's true. So you mentioned this at the end of the last segment that someone mentioned Harvest being found at Target.
Yeah.
And I know this can be like, maybe not so much anymore, but at one time, it maybe still is like a hot button thing.
Why?
Like purchasing board games from Target or Amazon or Barnes & Noble.
I see where you're going.
As opposed to your friendly local game store.
Supporting local businesses.
Or online at the actual retailer or the publisher. So, I mean, we don't have to go super deep and we're not trying to like cause any conflict, but what are your thoughts on that whole discussion?
I mean, I'm like 50-50 on this.
Okay.
I like so I will support a local game store any day. Mm-hmm. Not every local game store, because I think some of them are not good.
Disclaimer.
But the one we go to, we love going to. But then also, here's my dilemma. Last year, and if you're listening, congratulations. We did BGG Secret Santa.
Yes, we did.
And we bought our games from our game store. Because we're like, well, duh, we'll just do that.
Yeah.
It cost us so much to ship those stupid games to our person.
Yeah, it did.
We didn't think about it. We're just like, let's go to the game store. We got to get Christmas presents for these people. And then we have Secret Santa. Mm-hmm. So we're like, yeah, we'll just knock it all out. And then it ended up costing basically the price of a whole nother game to ship what we bought our Santa. Mm-hmm. Or what is it called? Your Target?
Recipient?
Yeah,
Target?
your Target.
Yeah.
And so that is where it comes to me. Like, that's where I get a little iffy on it. It's like, well, I don't remember what we bought them, but we could have bought them on Amazon possibly and shipped it for $0.
Right.
Or even Target for minimal dollars. Mm-hmm. So that's where the convenience can be so nice sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a conundrum because it's like as the giver, the shipping cost just blows you away. But also as the recipient, if I were hearing this from my giver, I would be like, I would rather just have another game.
Yeah, right.
You know, like, don't spend $30 to ship it to me. Give me another $30 game.
Yeah.
But I am 50-50 too. I feel like if you are in the gaming space, like we are,
yeah,
I wouldn't maybe use, I don't know what the right word is, but like you have a obligation to spend your money to support your local game store.
I would be pretty bummed if ours closed.
Yes.
It's the best one we've had in Phoenix since we started this journey.
Yes. And great prices, honestly.
Prices are amazing.
Comparable to or better than Amazon or
the big
whatever.
A word.
However, I do like that they have games at Target and Barnes and Noble because I feel like it lets people experience a new level of game. They're like, oh, we're getting this party game.
Yeah, beyond Apples to Apples and Cards Against Humanity.
But this one looks cool.
Yeah, so like Root is a fun example. That shows up at Target every once in a while.
Root?
I've seen Root, yeah.
Really?
And like my friend Patrick Leader, who owns Leader Games.
Oh, yeah, your best friend?
He always just says, before it got into Target, I think Wingspan is at Target.
Yes.
And he's just like, man, Wingspan. In one of the podcasts I listened to him on, he's like, man, Wingspan's getting that Target money.
Yeah.
So like, it must be significant.
Right.
To be able to get your game in there in like thousands of stores now all of a sudden. Your game can be purchased in an instant.
Yeah.
At one of like a big box store.
Totally.
Rather than going to some like dirty game store, like that has the bad reputation of like, the basement players.
Well, and some people, I would say most people outside of the board gaming space don't even know that these types of stores exist.
100%.
Unless they have someone in their family.
But if like
that goes to tournaments or has gone to this.
I'm looking for a game for my nephew. He really likes Yu-Gi-Oh! Where should I go? And someone's like, oh, you got to go to XYZ Games, and it smells like fish in there. Like, they're going to leave.
Now, our local game store is really clean and wonderful, and we know there are game stores like that. So we're just doing a huge generalization and stereotype there. But yes, I like that it opens up strategy, modern board games, however you want to put it, to people that wouldn't normally even pick up, like they would pick up Apples to Apples.
Yeah.
Or they would pick up, when you say you play board games, they say, oh, like Monopoly. Scrabble. And then they pick up Azul. And they're like, oh, this is cool. This is nice. This is fun. Like, I wonder what other games there are like this.
Totally.
So I do think there's a place for that.
Yeah, it's a good gateway area. And I do like lately they've had a lot of Lorcana. Like, we haven't really been into that.
True.
But I like that it's there. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. You can get that at the local game store. I wish that it had more games like that I was interested in. But I'm also glad that they're not there. Because I'd be like, hey, I'm at Target. Hey, do you want to go look at cards with me, kids? And then, like, Dad bought 4 packs of cards. So I'm glad that doesn't really happen.
It's true.
But yeah, so
we're caught in the middle, both of us.
as a publisher, you want it to probably be there, right?
Yeah,
but then also like as us as a consumer and a local game store, they want you to come in.
Yeah. So let us know if you have any strong opinions about that. Let us know. Or if you feel kind of stuck in the middle like we do, we would love to hear that too. And anything about Harvest, like Christian mentioned, we would love you to text the show or interact with us on Instagram or email us at hello@marriedandboard. We love talking to the community. The board game community is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of community, we hit 100 episodes of the show. We recently hit 1,000 followers on Instagram a few weeks ago. That was pretty fun.
Amazing.
Yeah, so like we gave away Ahoy, which was coincidentally who won it was a local.
Yeah, so we were able to just drop it, actually.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun.
Physically bring it to that person.
That was fun.
Which, rarely happens this day and age.
No.
So we just want everything to keep building, our number of episodes, our conversations with you guys, our followers, although we don't really like try to hone in on the Instagram algorithm, I would say. We just are there for the community and the fun.
For fun.
Yeah,
Hey, Ange.
Hey, Christian.
Happy 100.
Thank you.
As we wrap up the show, Ange, let's talk about things a little bit outside the world of board games.
Okay.
What's currently bringing you joy outside
boy.
of board games?
Oh boy.
You saying oh joy or oh boy?
Oh boy.
Okay.
I was gonna say not much
What?
because
Oh, our journey right now?
yeah,
Okay.
we are on a little bit of an elimination journey when it comes to food right now. So we're doing a 30-day like eliminating everything. As I say, ice is a treat when it's all you can eat.
It's true.
And so we're
hanging in there.
We're hanging in there.
Yep.
We're sick of... What are you sick of most?
I don't know. Food.
Me, it's chicken.
Just so much chicken.
So much chicken. So...
I'm actually sick of water.
Wow, okay.
I mean,
yeah.
water's great. But I would just... I don't know. Like, I like pop or soda or whatever you call it, wherever you are. Mm-hmm. I don't think I drank a ton of it. But, like, it just tasted good.
Oh, guys. So if you've ever been on a journey like this, please commiserate with us. So I need to find joy in something. Here's what I'm going to find joy in.
Well, I'll say something that I think it could be.
Okay.
And we'll just keep it vague.
Okay.
We have a new niece.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
So that's probably...
Yes. She is bringing me joy.
Yeah, she's 2 weeks old? Almost 3 probably?
Yeah, no. I think this past week she was 2 weeks old.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, my sister had a little girl, and she's great. Everything's doing great. We visited them a couple times.
Love it.
They're playing board games already.
She is very precocious.
She's good.
She can't lift her own head yet, but she is playing board games.
She is awesome at 7 Wonders.
And we've been doing Breaking Bad.
Oh, that's right. So, and I'm asking this seriously because I don't remember the answer. Did you watch it when it was out?
No.
No.
I saw the first maybe like 3 episodes, and then I don't know. I wasn't into it enough to keep up with it.
Okay.
And then when the finale happened, like the series finale,
Yeah.
I went to a party with you.
We went to a Breaking Bad party.
So I did watch it, although I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it's fun to like to go back and watch it. And it's a little dated.
It's funny because it's only... You think of that show as not being that long ago.
Right.
But it was 2013 when it debuted.
Yeah.
And so, like, that was 10 years ago, 11
Right.
years ago.
Right.
And so, like, the cars... Obviously, you expect the cars to be different, but it's just different.
It's funny. It doesn't take away from the show, I don't think. It's just funny what catches your eye. And, when you're a parent and you see, like, oh... He's supposed to be 15.
Walter Jr.
He's probably 25,
Yeah.
or...
The cell phones is funny to me.
The cell phones.
Everyone has a flip phone. Mm-hmm. So that's what's weird about watching an old show when you think back to, like, Friends or Seinfeld. You just knew that didn't exist. Mm-hmm. But, like, when you're like, well, cell phones existed 10 years ago, and they were just everything was different.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the clothing, and it's just funny. So that has been a fun thing that we do, and we don't eat while we watch it because we can't eat.
No, we just stare ahead.
Oh, you guys, we're so addicted to food, aren't we?
Isn't health great?
Health is so good. Yeah, so I guess we both shared what's bringing us joy. You mentioned our niece?
Well, yeah. I mean, I would say for some reason I'm on like a card kick.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where it came from, but I just keep asking our son. I was like, hey, do you want to get some baseball cards? And he's like, no. I was like, okay, cool. Do you want to play this card game with me? No. All right. Like, come on, man.
Come on.
Like, I just like the idea of... So I've been thinking that this basketball season, I was going to be like, I'm going to buy some basketball cards.
Okay.
Like consistently to see if we can get some cool ones.
That would be fun.
I think it'd be fun. I think eventually he'll like it.
Okay.
Because I remember when I was in our son's in third grade, he was like, I was all over it. Mm-hmm. Baseball cards, basketball cards. So, I don't know, he likes doing the Pokemon thing with his friends. I know 3 to 6 Pokemon.
Yeah.
And that was a little bit after my time, so I don't really know much about it. And so, like, he's like, Dad, look at this Flagasaur. And I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, but at least...
You want to find a meeting place where you two can both geek out on cards.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. Like, oh my gosh, you got Weminyama rookie card. Like, obviously it's his second year, duh. So you're not going to get his rookie card.
Duh.
But then also, I'll just say I've been playing bass guitar a little bit more than normal. So I play bass guitar. This one's 20 years old. Of course, I look online to find new ones, and there's a lot of cool new ones. But you know what? I'm pumping the brakes.
Pump the brakes.
Pumping the brakes, Ange.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to ask you what you're reading, just to switch it up for the 100th episode. If you want to just tell us what your top 100 books are.
Okay, starting with number 1?
No, we're going to go 100 to 1.
Oh. Okay.
So, no, actually, let's do it this way. What is your 67th favorite book?
People are now shutting off the podcast. They're like, all right, we've gotten to the point where...
Christian's going nuts.
I don't need to share what I'm reading. That's fine.
You can if you want. I'm not reading anything currently.
No, that's been established for quite a while.
No, I listen to books.
I know, but I'm just saying you're on a book hiatus.
Jack Reacher, I can only read so many of those before they end
many.
terribly.
Yeah. Do you want to tell the people where they can reach us?
Yeah, you feel free to text the show in the show notes. Definitely would love to get that going. If you're interested in a Discord channel, text that too, because I have one. I'd love to send a link out. I'm still trying to figure out what we can do with that. I think it'd be a cool place to hang out and chat board games, maybe have a little book nook corner, talk about some books. Video games is another hobby that I do, or music, like just whatever. Come hang out. Let's be friends. You can find us on Instagram at Married and Bored. You can try emailing us at hello@marriedandbored.com. Had some funny domain stuff happen, so maybe not email right now. Why don't you Instagram us and just say hey?
Yeah, just direct message us. Just say hey.
So that's what I do every day is work with domains, and I don't know what's going on with ours, so I'm either really bad at my job or they really messed up.
They really messed up.
So I need to figure that out.
Yeah.
But anyways, hey, Ange.
Yeah.
Happy 100.
Happy 100.
We did it. I'm looking forward to the next year of the Married and Bored podcast, since it's been about the 5?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay. I was going to say, what do we average if we did 100 episodes in 5 years?
Yeah, there you go. So we're almost there, and we're hitting some of our favorite parts of the year where we talk, spooky games and Christmas episodes, and we talk board game Secret Santa. So we are coming into that stretch that's really fun.
And if you want to nominate a game for the 2024 Married and Boardies, I haven't said it enough this episode, but text the show.
Text the show.
We'll nominate it, and you just tell me what category it needs to go into, and we'll do a user-submitted category. So
nice.
Let us know, and then we'll pick it, even if we haven't played it. That makes perfect sense. Angie, anything you want to say about Harvest 100 or anything before we wrap this up with the bow?
No, that's it. Harvest is probably for you. You should go get it. And if you want to, you can maybe find it at Target. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Married and Bored podcast. And guess what? We have a website where you can listen to podcast episodes and so much more. Find us at marriedandbored.com, or you can email us at hello@marriedandbored.com, or follow us on Instagram at marriedandbored. Music in this episode is by Joseph McDade. See you next time.
What happened? You're bleeding. It's like dripping.
Sorry.
I don't have tissue in here.
Okay, let's just...
Should I stop?
No, I'm gonna.
Oh, we're going to keep going.
Yeah.
You're just going to let the blood drip down your arm.
It's right here. It's fine. It's okay.
Do you need a tissue?
No, I'm fine. I just looked down and saw it.